What's going on, guys? I'm Bill and welcome to Training with Bill. So this is my 12-week or a few days short of my 12-week update from my shoulder surgery. So in case you're new to the channel, I had shoulder surgery 12 weeks ago. I had a labral tear in my left shoulder and I had surgery to fix that. Now it's 12 weeks later and unfortunately my recovery process is going very slow. In my last video, which was I think the 7-week update, I showed you guys that I was able to lift my arm probably around this far. It was just shy of 90 degrees, which is a little bit better now than what it was last time. But as you can tell, this is as far as I can get my arm. It still doesn't go up any further than that. Once I get to this point, it bites on and kind of seizes up. So I'm not too sure what's going on there. I had my 12-week checkup with the surgeon a few days ago, and he wasn't very impressed with my recovery at this point either. So what he's decided to do is ramp up my physiotherapy and also the anti-inflammatory medication in order to really kind of progress in that recovery stage. I think what's happened that's actually caused my delay in the recovery is my physiotherapist. So I was supposed to start, well, not the therapist himself, but with my physical therapy treatment. So I was supposed to start that treatment at the 6-week mark. However, that has been delayed and I've had a bit of problems with getting that started. So I only actually started physiotherapy 3 weeks ago, and I think that's what's really caused the delay. So that delay in getting my arm moved again, starting to really get that movement back in there, is kind of pushed me back a little bit. So that's what I'm up to so far. So I've had 3 weeks of physical therapy. It's basically all assisted movements at the moment. So that means that either they're assisting my arm or I'm assisting my arm, using my other arm or using a broomstick, kind of moving that up to try and take the weight off my arm and really get that up. So you can see there, I can lift that up if I use my other arm, but once I want to do it with my left arm, which is a damaged arm, on its own, it doesn't go up. So if I'm to assist my arm, I can take that up almost all the way before the pain really starts to kick in. But with no assistance, it simply doesn't go up. So anyway, what I wanted to talk about, but on that point as well, I remember in my last video that I said that I've got a lot of clicking and grinding still in my left shoulder. I've asked both the physiotherapist and the surgeon, and they both said that that's actually normal at the early stages. It's not until you actually build up that strength in your shoulder that you actually get that full stabilization, and it'll prevent that grinding and clicking. So that's a good thing. I was a bit concerned about that grinding, clicking, popping, whatever is still going on in my shoulder. What I wanted to say was, a lot of people kind of jump into this surgery thinking that it's, a walk in the park, it's very easy and it's a simple process. Unfortunately, it's not the case. And that's what I wanted to talk about today. If you're a rich person, you're already established, you're making some money, or you've got a big sum of money already on the side, or you're making some sort of passive income where you can just sit at home and continuously make money, by all means, do the surgery, take on board the recovery process that's required. By the looks of it, it might be 6 months before I've got a full recovery. So if you're rich, go for it. You've got no problems, nothing to complain about. If you're young and living at home, same deal. You've got nothing to worry about. Financially, your parents are looking after you, they're feeding you, that you've got nothing to worry about. If you're in my position, well, actually one more thing, if you've completely damaged your arm and you've got no option but to have the surgery and you need to have it immediately, whether you've torn ligaments or tendons completely, your shoulder's dislocated, you've made some damage in there, whatever the case may be, obviously you have to do it, but in my case, I didn't necessarily have to do it at that point, but there was something definitely wrong in there and it needed to be fixed. Better sooner than later, but at the same time, something that most people don't think about, and that's the recovery process. So I knew going into this that it could be a 3 to 6 month recovery process, but I really didn't think that at the 3-month mark, this is the amount of progress I would have made. I'm a bit disappointed in the amount of progress that's been made up until this point. And that's what I wanted to talk about. So people don't really realize or think about the burden that it has on you as the patient and also your family members around you. So it's not fun. You're basically unable to do a lot of things with your left arm. It might actually cause problems to your neck simply because you're not moving your arm. It's stabilized in that one position the whole time. It affects your sleep. You might be on medication. It might affect your other opposite shoulder because you're overusing that shoulder, trying to compensate for not being able to use the left. There's a lot of problems and a lot of things that people don't really think about. So because I've had a lot of comments on, especially that first video with the surgery update that I did, I'm worried that a lot of people are actually going to want to kind of jump into surgery thinking it's a walk in the park, especially there's a lot of young people out there that may not need to actually have the surgery. So if I were you guys, I'd really think about this really deep. Do you want to actually have 3 to 6 months of not being able to do anything? At the moment, my shoulder feels worse now than what it did before I had the surgery. So at this point in the recovery, I'm not actually too impressed, and that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about. So make sure that you really put some thought into it. Don't just jump into it thinking it's a walk in the park. It's going to be fun. You're going to sit at home and do nothing for 3 months. That's not the case. You're going to be in pain for 3 months. You're going to be not able to do anything for 3 months. Whatever the case may be, it's you that's going to be affected. So really think about it. So at the moment, guys, I'm just stuck in with the physio. Like I said, the surgeon wasn't too happy with the amount of progress that I had made up till date. So what he's done is given me an increased dosage of the anti-inflammatory tablets to take every day, and I'm going to be having physio treatment very regularly. So even the physio treatment's going to be increased as well. So that means that they're going to really try to step it up and ramp it up, make sure that my shoulder doesn't freeze up, which is pretty much everybody's concern at this point. We want to make sure it doesn't freeze, and I've got that movement in there. So guys, hopefully I'll have another update in about 2 to 3 weeks time where I would have done a lot more of that physiotherapy. If there's any questions that you've got, put it in the comment section below. Guys, I'm just here trying to give you guys an honest feedback. Don't make the mistake of thinking it's going to be a walk in the park and you're going to be the one who's going to be suffering at home simply because you thought it's going to be a fun experience. So anyway, guys, hopefully you've enjoyed the video. As always, like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, I'm Bill. Thanks for watching Training with Bill.